This is a product that it is impossible. Within 10 to 15 minutes, you will feel it no matter what.
Flex Lewis here, straight out of the lair. Today's guest is a friend of 15 years, a Renaissance man, hunter, teacher, historian, a winner of 7 pro bodybuilding shows, Mr. Olympia competitor, and probably the most chaotic podcast I've done on Straight Outta The Lair. My podcast with Guy Cisternino. Nice shoes, Guy.
They're not in the fucking shot. Who gives a fuck?
I'm going to describe them to you. There's fans that... Put the mic in front of you. There's fans that are watching on Spotify right now, and these look like you've signed a deal with NASA.
Yes. You've had those for a while, though. You have them like a lot of colors, don't you?
I've been rocking these since like 2012. Me and Sean wrote them.
What year did they go in fashion?
They never went fashion.
Yeah, you and Sean were rocking them moon boots.
Yeah, me and him all the time. I still got ones in the box, never even worn.
How many pairs of them you got?
I've given a couple out throughout the years. Like when they get old, rusty, and crusty, I sign them and just do like giveaways.
Do these people actually say thank you when they get them?
They love them. People are obsessed with these because they can't find them.
Wait, do they make them still?
They haven't made them in years. You can find them on like eBay, like old ones.
Oh.
They haven't made them since like 2000, I think, 11, 12.
She'll go to Goodwill.
So the same year they came out, they stopped making them.
They like made them. They came. They came out with them. They made a bunch of different colorways, and they just like. I guess no, they didn't sell well.
They were like,
You were the only customer.
there's 2 sales in California.
Yeah, they're like, how come Sean Roden and Guy Cisternino constantly buy these shoes?
It's a shame you didn't get fucking sponsored with them. But you had what are these? Fucking Under Armour? What were the other ones you had?
Atomics?
No. These are Under Armour.
These are Under Armour.
The under pair was what?
Of training, you trying to make fun of my Crocs?
No. You have these. These a very similar style shoe you used to wear. Were they all Under Armour?
All Under Armour.
All right. Okay.
Always, yeah. They were always just different colors.
Got you.
Yeah.
Sean used to wear the same brand, right?
Yeah, and he would have like the tongue would be flapped all the way down, and the shoes would, yeah.
Yeah, Sean Roden is who we're talking about for the fans back home. If you guys haven't seen, Sean and Guy used to train with hoodies up, headphones over the hoodies.
He used to wear my
moon boots.
My Quadro hat that I have, I put on the side of all my Quadro hats now, so the SR14.
Yeah.
Because if you go back and look at his photos, he always wore my fitted hat. Mm-hmm. And he in every picture, you can see he's got the Quadro hat on. So yeah. I came out, so it says SR14 for Sean Roden 14. So anybody that buys that hat or buys one of the Smile and Wave shirts, because that was our saying, our quote that we kind of came up with. So I have that in the hat. So anybody that buys that stuff, all the proceeds go, and I send it to Michelle for a bank account for Cora when she gets older for college.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, I've sent her a bunch of money in the past year.
So anybody who purchases something from your store that has SR14?
The Quadro hats to say SR14 on the side, and then I have Smile and Wave hoodies and Smile and Wave T-shirts, because that was a quote that we kind of came up with back in 2010 when we were doing the Dallas Europa. Was the first time I met Sean, and I thought he got fucked at the show. And I was like, man, they should just call you Shaftatron. I'm like, because I ain't giving you a fucking break, bro. And he was like, man, he's like, you just got to smile. I was like, smile and wave and just walk away, man. He's like, that's it, bro. Just smile and wave. So we started hashtagging SAW, like smile and wave. So when he passed, I wanted to do something where I could keep like his memory alive and be able to give something to his daughter in remembrance of him. So every month or couple months after I do a run of clothes, I tally it up and then I shoot over Michelle a bunch of money.
Can you believe it's been like literally a year this week? I know.
It's crazy.
Time has flown.
It's crazy.
You just got back from traveling last time.
Yeah, I was in Canada, right? It happened just before I went to Canada, before I went to Dubai, I think. Something like that. Anyway.
After, yeah.
Yeah, what a year. It's gone fast, man.
It's crazy.
Yeah. Obviously, Sean was a big part of this gym, the opening of this gym, as you know, and
he was here helping you unload boxes, and I remember him sending me videos. He was opening boxes for you. Remember, he in the back.
Yeah,
I remember he was there from day one.
He was a good fucking dude, man. Good dude. Text me, hey, what do you need doing today? Fucking Mr. Olympia. You
need help?
Nobody. I can't even name it. A lot of people didn't even fucking show up. Said they would. No text, no call.
Sounds like a lot of people. Sounds like a lot of people.
Mm-hmm. On the doorstep. When the gym opens, they're all young.
Oh yeah.
But with him, roll up the fucking sleeves, and he would. In fact, can you remember? I purposely not texted him one time. I had a big delivery coming in, and I was like, I don't want this fucking guy to be lifting this stuff up. He's in fucking prep, and he showed up. He's like, I text you. You know, Sean's like,
yeah.
You saw.
No, I think he saw it on Instagram.
That's it.
That's
He's
it.
seen-
He
was
saw
like,
that we got
bro.
delivery.
Yeah,
Bro, you didn't tell me?
Quiet.
Yeah, you didn't tell me?
Why,
And he had that like belly chuckle.
Oh man.
Yeah, man, it's crazy.
Yeah.
What a shitty year we had altogether.
Crazy year.
Yeah.
But there's a lot that we learned from that year, and there's been a lot of victories that have come through.
Yeah.
A lot of loss, life, right?
Yeah.
Been tough, but
Comes at you fast sometimes, man.
that's why you gotta cherish, good people around you, good times, and be in the moment, and smell the roses. Something I'm trying to learn to do more and more. She's been good at reminding me. It's like, hey, fucking stop,
Yeah.
and enjoy this.
It's crazy, man, because we were just talking about it yesterday. We've known each other for what? We've been best friends 15 years? Just around?
We've been friends.
And then, obviously,
turned
I met you in 2007, 8. I wasn't a pro yet. You were.
Yeah.
I think it was in New York.
Mm-hmm.
And then just over time, we just stayed in touch. It's like we blinked. We went from just being friends to building a relationship, to traveling the world with each other, to competing at the highest level for
Fucking
years.
weddings.
And now it's, weddings and this and that. And then next thing you know, we're both retired. It's like,
Yeah.
where did the 15 years go?
I
We
know.
blinked and that's it?
I know, it's kind of surreal. We were talking about this for, myself and Guy last night at the house. And we were like, holy shit, there's been a lot of stuff that's gone on. And it just kind of, we've lived through it, and a lot of stuff we weren't able to, we didn't really enjoy it because we didn't really know what we were living through. I kind of find that the common denominator with all this is you're living through a moment and you don't know you're living through it, and it's kind of gone before you had the chance to even be like, oh wow,
To appreciate it.
Yeah.
yeah. And that's what we got on the topic last night. Like you were in bed. I don't know if you heard this last night. Fuck, I laughed.
Yeah, you were. I heard you for a little bit, and then I just put the little rain noise on our
Yeah, we
TV,
should listen to thunder and lightning and rain fucking loud.
which is so weird because like that sound annoys me, but it actually like secretly calms you.
So you're one of the ones that has like the app?
No, it comes
No.
up, we put on YouTube. It's like YouTube has like 22 hours of the same fucking song, the same noise.
You probably didn't notice, but I travel with a little fan
Yeah.
that makes noise because I was like, if I stay at your house, I didn't think that you guys had fans in one of the rooms. So I was like, I put the fan on Addie's little nightstand,
yeah.
plugged it in, and because I can't sleep without that
Like the
sound.
noise?
Yeah, I
Yeah,
can't.
yeah.
Oh. Does it actually work as a fan, or is it just a white noise machine?
No, it's an actual fan.
Oh, right, okay.
But there's been times where like I'm at a hotel and I'll Google YouTube fan noises, and it's 12 hours of just a fan flowing, and I'll just put it on.
That's what we do.
And just let it go all night.
That's what we do. And so on the screen, it goes completely black in like 10 seconds,
Yep.
and then it's
Gives
right.
like this countdown.
Yeah.
Because the one thing I can't stand is like when you go to a hotel, because I'll wake up every time. The AC will kick off,
Oh yeah.
and
back
then
on.
it'll wait for a couple minutes, and it'll kick back on. And then once it kicks on, I can go to sleep. But when it shuts off, it's like I instantly get hot and start sweating.
Fucking weird. He was just fucking sweating yesterday, and he was calling. I was like, if you brought fucking COVID to my house, I'll kick your ass. And he was like, no, bro, this is what happens when I travel.
No, when I'm
My voice gets
tired.
deeper.
When he gets tired.
That's what happens. Oh, I can't even do it. I gotta practice before being put on the spot. But yeah, we were. Oh, that's right. He's like, oh, when I'm tired.
I left my house at 3:45 in the morning. I did not sleep.
Oh my
I took a flight from Jersey to Cali to Vegas, came here, did not stop. World's smallest violin. You kiss my ass. And
Got the wrong coffee.
First of all, we ordered 4 coffees. He got 5, and they were all fucking
And I
wrong.
paid for all of them.
Who ordered though?
Guy.
He made me order. I had to
Yeah, I
scream
know.
across the car, and then
Let
we
me tell you
and then
why
we
I
pull
ordered.
up. Then we
Because my
pull up,
accent.
and he goes, "Sorry, I'm sorry. My friend was yelling at you. He was from Jersey." I was like, I was ordering coffee.
We're so violent. He's like, can I have fucking half and half, fresh blender? I'm like, oh my God, bro. So I got around the corner. And then I apologized. I was like, hey, my friend's from Jersey. He got the fucking order wrong. Not only did he get the order wrong, he gave us a coffee that we didn't even order. I paid for it.
Yeah.
I don't. So $20-something. I mean, go to Starbucks, as you know. I don't. So I was just like, here's the card, So I didn't know what the fuck it cost.
Yeah, I just have one when I get done from flying. I just have one request whenever I get in the car. I'm like, I need a coffee. So we got to find a Starbucks and just stop so I can get on the fucking road and get moving.
And we did.
Yeah.
And then we came here. Mm-hmm. And you still fucking moaned.
And we did nothing. We didn't even work out.
So how are you enjoying your your stay here in Vegas? I know it's a short one.
Oh, I always enjoy coming here, man. I've been coming, out to Vegas since 2011 for the Olympias, and once you moved out here, I was out here for the grand opening. I was out here not long ago. Obviously, when I come out here, it's good when I don't have to stay at a hotel and I get to stay with friends because I didn't meet your son. It was the first time I met him yesterday. Maxon, yeah. I didn't know his name. I just said your son. Thanks for that.
Just making sure you understood.
I'm up to date with all the names. But yesterday was the first day I met Maxon, and then obviously I've known Addie since she was a baby, so it's good to see her. And I don't see Allie a lot, so when I come out here and I can spend time at your house and crash and catch up, it's a good time. We don't get a lot of sleep, but a lot of laughs and a lot of fucking around. It's fun.
Yeah. Where are you sleeping, Guy?
In Addie's room.
It is a full-size bed. He's not in a twin bed.
No, but he's surrounded with some creepy-looking dolls and shit.
Yeah. Every time I woke up, I was like, all right, just don't look around because if a weird doll staring at me, you might hear me run out the door.
Barbie dolls with missing arms. And
hi, I'm Chucky.
Yeah. You love it, though.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So, obviously, there's a lot of things that are going on.
Ton.
And it's great to have you here and really talk about a lot of different things. Since you've retired, one thing I'm very proud to see is you've increased your output on a lot of things that I wouldn't say that you were hesitant on in the past, but you kind of now just grabbed the bull by the horns and said, okay, this is now a new chapter for me. These are new chapters. I'm getting more involved with business. Your training business has gone through the roof.
Yep.
There's some other endeavors that we can speak about, which are, right behind you.
Yep.
But one of the biggest things that I think that's helped you from the beginning of your career through the bodybuilding, transitioning in, is you've made yourself available, you've made yourself relevant, and you've stuck true to your brand. There's only one Guy Cisternino. We all can, in this world, and for the people who are watching the podcast, we're all attest, thank fucking God, right? But there's only one version of you, and, you're, a hunter, you're a bodybuilder, you're a fucking madman, you speak your mind, you got a massive heart, you do anything for your friends, you're a man of many descriptions, but obviously then I have my own version of Guy, right? If anybody from the outside,
yeah, dare I ask what your version is?
Yeah, but for every listener from the outside in of us talking, sometimes be like, fuck, these guys don't like each other. But little do they know we're like in full flow conversation, positive one at best. But you've been very good at putting yourself in very uncomfortable situations and then getting really good at that situation. And you and I had a conversation about 10 years ago where you hit me up and it's like, yo, bro, this social media bullshit, is it worth it? And I was like,
Hated
yeah,
it.
absolutely.
Oh,
Absolutely. This is something that's going to get much bigger than what it is right now. And just be true to you. Don't be trying, but this guy's doing this and this guy's doing that. You know this. You remember this conversation. I said, just fucking be you, Guy. There's nobody else doing what you're doing. And now over now this decade, maybe a little bit over a decade.
I remember it's because it started with Twitter. You were on Twitter before. I was like, what are you doing?
Yeah.
They go, oh, there's this new app. It's Twitter. It's like mass group text messaging. I was like, what the fuck are you talking about, bro?
Yeah.
And you were like, you got to get on it. And I was like, okay. And now it's like Twitter, Instagram, Snapchat. There's a million things now. TikTok.
But again, you're not trying to be somebody you're not, right?
No, I never have been.
You've been very, I would say, brand loyal to your image.
Yeah.
Again, there's some topics that are very taboo that you're very steadfast on. This is who I am. This is the guy that, my dad raised.
Yeah.
my dad done this, my grandfather done this. This is who I am. It's in my fucking blood. This is what I want to do. You know, you're very pro guns. You're a hunter. Mm-hmm. Kill it to eat it.
Done.
Not kill it for sport.
Nope.
You've been very clear about that.
Yep.
You know, and one thing is that I find very impressive is that you're a butcher too.
Yes, by trade.
Yeah.
Been butchering probably for 40, probably 35 years.
And one little more thing to add in the mix, and then you can fucking talk, is you used to be a teacher.
Yeah, I went to school to teach history.
I didn't know that.
Really?
No.
I have a history degree.
Interesting.
Yeah, I substitute teach for a year. Yeah, I was trying to teach, and then this whole bodybuilding thing kind of took off.
Could you imagine Guy as your teacher?
Absolutely fucking.
Oh,
can
that'd
you
be
imagine?
amazing.
I don't
I'd be
think
the best teacher in the fucking world. People
Yeah, that
be like,
I know.
Trying to send.
I'd be the best fucking teacher. Wow. Can you imagine him walking in? He'd be like,
How would you like? You have to not curse. Like that's hard.
I don't know, because when I was teaching in high school, the kids cursed more than anything.
yeah, but it doesn't mean you could.
Yeah,
No,
that's
I know,
insane.
but it's different, because when I was in high school, if you like even said fuck, they were calling your house. And
Yeah, I know.
Like, my dad was smacking the shit out of me. So it's like the way these kids talk now in school. But I'll be honest, like the way Flex was talking about adapting to social media is kind of like how teaching was. I had to adapt to using iPads and I didn't learn from technology. I learned from a teacher talking and explaining things in textbooks. So it's very hard to teach a different way than you were taught.
Yeah.
So that kind of turned me off to teaching, because I never learned like that. Mm-hmm. And it's a lot easier for the students to just Google something and find an answer rather than actually be taught it, explained it, and understand it. So that actually turned me off. But the one thing that I was able to do is, because, you know, I tend to think I speak very well. And I have a lot of opportunities to do like a lot of motivational speaking. Like I've spoken already at the University of Michigan twice to the school, like for motivation, like the big top 10, like, and I was actually woke up this morning, I was in bed and I opened up my emails and they actually emailed me again. They want to bring me out to the University of Michigan again this year to talk again to the school. So I've talked in schools in Texas. I've talked in schools in Connecticut, Jersey. So I don't teach, but I have the ability to go in front of kids, talk, teach them lessons, explain things, and it might not be teaching history, but it's more so teaching life lessons. And I think that's, especially in the day and age that we are in right now, I think life lessons and value and moral are way more important than just reading out of a textbook.
Yeah. Well, it's impactful too.
Yeah.
And they get to see someone who went through it and tell their story.
Exactly.
Because I feel like we could all go through that, like go back to school and you'll remember like an assembly or something you went to where there was a person, because it was so out of your day-to-day norm.
Yep.
Do you know what I mean? So it really does make an impact, you know, whether you want to do what that person does or not, they'll say something that's like impactful.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah. The only thing that was really turn off is I tried to do, there's a big, you know, heroin epidemic in, you know, the town that I grew up in, and a couple of years ago, 2017, I tried to do like a, kind of like a charity event for my high school, and tried to like, you know, like fight against it. And it was kind of like the hell with heroin. And I came up with shirts and printed them out. And my high school would not let me speak. My high school, Steve Weatherford from the kicker from the Giants was like, do you want me to, he's like, I'll go to your school with you and show up.
Yeah.
He was like, and I'll walk in and talk to the principal. And I was like, nah. So I actually went to a board meeting, spoke to the board meeting, and they looked at me and I got wind that they thought it was like a PR. Like they thought I was doing it for publicity. And I stood up in front of a board meeting and talked to teachers that had taught me. And I was like, I don't understand. I go, you guys taught me to do what's right and to help and go out of my way. I go, and I'm trying to do things for the school and do what you guys taught me.
Right.
And give back. And you guys are trying to stop me from giving back. And the reason was because in their eyes, they didn't feel, because I wasn't an addict, that I didn't have a right to speak about addiction. And I said, well, maybe if you guys brought somebody who wasn't a recovering addict in all the time and bring somebody who never took that route, maybe that would be a different way to get through to the kids, because they always brought in recovering addicts. And I understand why, but maybe
it's not promoting to not go down that route.
Yeah,
either.
bringing somebody that never gone down that route first and I've been presented with drugs my whole entire life. Do this, do that. And saying no is not as hard as people think it is. But, you know, I got stopped doing that. So I ended up doing it, but I had to do it down the road. I had to get certain permits and
Permits?
I had to get a permit.
To speak?
No, I had to get a permit to do it at this. It was called Bubbling Springs. It's like where I used to. I was a camp counselor.
Okay.
So when you have events like that, you need permits. God forbid something happens. So I had to apply for permits and get all this stuff. And it ended up being a great turnout, but it was very depressing when my high school said, oh, there's band practice. You can't do it in the senior parking lot. That day I went to the senior parking lot. They had cops in the senior parking lot. There was no band practice. They were kicking everybody out that thought that the event was going on in the senior parking lot. Yeah, West Milford High School. It was the most, I tried, spent thousands of dollars to do the right thing. And it's that high school is my alma mater, like where I went, most disgusting thing I've ever witnessed from people that have taught me in the school that I went to. I'm totally disgusted with that school. It's just heartbreaking that they don't give a shit.
Is it more so that the same teachers have been there for like painting the wall and they're so grandfathered in on their morals and ethics and their,
This is what it is. It's if I did something like that and spoke about that at the high school, you're bringing light to a subject that people don't want to talk about. So what their fear is that, the talks about heroin and trying to educate students is going to turn off people from wanting to send their kids to West Milford High School. But the problem, the highway by my house, because it's it connects a lot of different states. They call it Heroin Highway, where my parents live. It's bad. And I've had friends overdose and die throughout the years, and they just keep fucking letting it go like it doesn't matter. It's disgusting, and I've tried my hardest, but at some point, I'm like, you know what? There's nothing else I can do.
Yeah.
I've already stretched myself thin enough. I went out of my way. I spent money. You guys don't give a fuck, so there's nothing else I can do, so you guys figure it out yourselves.
When you were teaching, do you see some of the same kids coming through that were following that same path? You could see like this is kind of you're heading in this direction. Well, they ended up going or not, but
yeah, you can see the kids that are misguided in school. It's very easy to pick out. I think when you're younger and you're a kid, it's a little more difficult. But when you're older, you've been there, done that, and you've seen it. You can pick out the kids who are gonna, down the line might have a problem. Well,
then some people fall into that path because of an injury, right? So you have like two sides of the coin here. They get hurt in football, basketball, something, and then they get prescribed pain pills, and then they go that route, right? So,
well, I don't. You probably know about what happened to me.
I was just going to say,
I was going to bring it up, but I remember.
You spoke very openly about it.
Because I don't pop pills, but I herniated a third disc a year and a half ago, and I went to 3 different doctors. My insurance took 2.5 weeks to sign off on an MRI, knowing I already had two herniated discs. And 4 different doctors. The first doctor I went to, he prescribed me 10 mgs of oxycodone. And then I remember on the bottle it said take 1 pill every 4 to 6 hours. The first 2 weeks I was popping probably 2 or 3 because I was in that much pain. And then I went back, I did an epidural. Epidural really didn't work. So he gave me another round of prescriptions. I went through that and then went through my second, this time they went from 10 milligrams to 30 milligrams. And then I got the second epidural. I felt fine after the second epidural. So he goes, you want more pills? I said, no. I think this one actually did the trick. I'm good. So 2 days later, I was actually driving to my dentist to go get my teeth cleaned. And I was in the dentist chair. And out of nowhere, my heart rate went to 150. I started profusely pouring so bad that I had to get up and change. I sweat through my underwear. My shorts were soaked. I didn't know what was going on. And then I called my buddy, who was actually now a 10-year clean, recovered addict. And I go, hey, Paul, I said, is this what I think's happening? And he goes, you can go home and take another pill and try to wean off. He's like, or you're just going to have to go home. And he's like, and suck it up. And it's going to be the worst week to 10 days of your life.
Or go cold turkey.
Yep.
Right?
And I went home and I fucking, and I had 30 more pills upstairs in my bathroom, which I still have to this day because I kept it as a reminder that I remember sitting in my kitchen at 3 a.m. pacing. I was sitting down pacing. And I remember going, thank God this is happening to you and not somebody else. Because I was like, now I know why people blow their fucking brains out trying to come off this. Because it is one of the most crazy emotional roller coasters I've ever been. It is every single emotion you can have combined into, like, you're hot, you're cold, you're upset, you're tired, but you're awake. And it's just like, you can't, like, I couldn't shit. It took me 3 months to even go to the bathroom. Right? I was on oxys for a total of 56 days. Not even, people are like, is that long? Maybe, I don't know. I was just listening to the doctor, but doctor didn't tell me to wean off. He didn't tell me I had to taper off. He didn't warn me that was going to happen. I didn't even know that you could get addicted to oxys if you weren't abusing them. That I didn't know.
Yeah.
Which was a
You just
shock to
follow
me.
in the directions.
Yeah, because it said 1 pill 4 to 6 hours, even on the 30 milligrams. And I was taking, towards the end, like the last 3 weeks, I was taking 1 pill a day.
Wow.
So that 1 pill a day turned my fucking world upside down. It was the worst experience of my life. I will never, ever take those again. Ever. They fuck up your entire system.
You called me when you were having one of these issues.
Ugh.
You were like, dude, I am
You're pouring
literally,
sweat. I remember that.
Oh, I have the videos.
I am literally forming a bead of sweat. And you sent me a video
Yeah.
of you sitting in the kitchen
Just
and you were
pouring.
and I could see the bead of sweat just developing and falling,
Yeah.
developing and falling. I go, are you okay? So I look, and you were talking to me normal. He was like, dude, look at this. Bro, I
had on my
a scary moment as your boy, you know, to see you fucking go through that.
My dad had to come take care of my dogs for a couple times because I physically couldn't get off the couch. I'm like, Dad, he goes, are you kidding me? I go, you don't understand. I can't fucking move. Like it was horrible.
So how long did it take for you to feel normal?
2 weeks. And then for my body to actually normalize and
Yeah.
go to the bathroom. I didn't take a normal shit for like 3 months.
Oh my gosh.
Because it constipates you.
Yeah, of course.
And
All pain medicine.
yeah, I actually Googled it when I was going through it, and it said if you take Oxy 3 to 5 days consistently, your body becomes physically dependent, whether you like it or not. You're going to have some kind of withdrawal after 5 days.
It's wild.
And I had no idea. Then the doctor didn't warn me about this, which is what I was so pissed off about. Because as a doctor, you should be like, hey, I'm going to give you these, but take them for 3 days and skip a day or two, and then but no, just take them. You know, that doctor I wanted to fucking kill. I won't say his name, but I was not
Fucking
happy.
say it. Hey, bring your mic up a little bit to your. Yeah, there we go.
Better?
Ah, there better. Turn the mic in. We can play around with it.
I don't know.
So the rule of thumb is put a fist in front of you. You know, you've had enough cock in your mouth, so that's exactly it. There we go.
Not a cock this small.
But again, come from Wales, right? We have a big epidemic in my small town.
That bad?
And then the city next to us, yeah, it's cheap heroin, bro. It comes in, and fentanyl now is a big issue over the last couple of years. Just cheap, dirty fucking heroin, and it's running rampant through the towns, you know. And it's crazy that some of these fucking people I went to school with, who are top of the class, praised to fucking be, you know, I was the kid. Get the fuck at the back. You know, little did I know, you know, that nobody knew what fucking dyslexia and all that shit. I was the kid that didn't pay attention.
Yeah.
So out the back, and then the kids are sitting in the fucking front. They're supposed to make it, right? You're going to be a fucking doctor. You're going to be whatever.
Lawyer, this, that.
Fucking smackheads. Crazy. And some of these people have that same stories. Like they cut the script.
Yep.
They're on the fucking. The only thing that they can take that pain away is whatever fucking they can get their hands on it.
Yeah.
It's a sad story, man.
Yeah.
And some, you know, these people are not thieves and and you know, up to trouble. They're just in pain.
Yeah, and that was so that actually led to what we were talking about, to the reason why I'm wearing the Uprising shirt. You know, I don't know if you want to bring it up now and talk about it now, but I was
You already did.
Yeah, I was in Texas, and this kid Mark Matthews drove from Houston to Dallas, and he was like, "Hey man, I'm a big fan of yours, and I also know that, you know, you've had back issues and you've had shoulder issues. Like, I really want you to try this product." And I'm like, "What is it?" He's like, "It's Kratom." I'm like, "I've never. What the fuck's Kratom?" He's like, it's. I can't explain it. He's like, "I need you to try it, and you'll understand what I'm talking about." And I'm like, "Okay." So I didn't know. Now that I think about it, it was a little dumb to do because I didn't know the kid. He's like, "Here, try this." Yeah. I was like, "Sure."
That's so not like you.
I know, but he was so.
I'm sure he said more than that, but
he said it does a ton. But I want you to. He said, "I want you to tell me what you feel from it." And he goes, I don't want to tell you what to expect,
and then
because then you might
say it
just to please me. So he's like, I just want you to take it and tell me what you think.
I see elephants.
I see the little green guy turning on the light in the fridge.
Jesus told me.
So I took it, and after about 15 minutes, I started like walking around, and then I went to the gym, and I was like, dude, I go, is this stuff for real? And he was like, yeah. And I go, bro, I feel like $1 million. And it for me, it helped alleviate a lot of my shoulder and my back pain. So I ended up utilizing it on my chest day and my leg day, because on my back day, my back never bothered me, but squatting and putting stuff on my back. So I was taking it as a as needed basis. And what a lot of people, obviously like anything else, people like to overdo everything. You know, you can overdo any kind of supplement, but this one particular ingredient, I feel, helped me with the last 3 years of my career. It literally helped me train better, focus. It helped alleviate pain. It's just one of the things where the only way I can really describe it is it kind of adapts to your emotions and your, like, how you feel. Like if you're tired and you want to chill out and zen out, you take a little kratom, it will just zen you out. If you want to go to the gym, get ready for a workout, you take a little kratom, it will give you a focus effect. For me, it helped alleviate my shoulder, my back pain when I was training. The focus from it is absolutely amazing. And I was like, it's the only product I ever found. You know, when like people give out samples and they're like, hey, try this. You know, it's a fat burner. You take it and you're like, I kind of feel it. This is a product that it is impossible. Within 10 to 15 minutes, you will feel it no matter what. It is. And that's why it was like, I have to do something with this product and try to figure out a way to implement it and get it into the fitness world, because this can solve a lot of people's problems. It can help a lot of people. And I think if it's done the right way and it's utilized a certain way, it can be utilized maybe in a little pre-workouts. It can be utilized for people that, you know, have pain. It's such a wide variety of what it can do. And I've learned so much about it in the past 3 years that I was like, you know what, I want to put my name behind something. And I really want to, you know, now that I'm retired and I've done my research, and this is a product that literally saved the last 3 years of my career. So I'm sure I'm not the only 40-year-old, or, you know, even, you know, when you're coming up, you know, the little injuries you get. And, you know, we don't like taking ibuprofen. We don't like taking stuff that's going to, you know, take
your
inflammation
liver
away. Yeah, like this is a coffee leaf extract. You know, there's the green, the red, the white leaves. And the only difference from, you know, they say, you know, the white, the red, and the green are different times to take things, but the base of all kratom comes from, or kratom is, the name for it is metragenine, right? That's the name that you're going to see on all the labels, says metragenine. So the way the kratom works, it's a green leaf is the base of it, and then depending upon how old the leaf is and how long it sits, white, red is depending upon how old the leaf is. So there are different strands of kratom, but all the base of the kratom comes from the green leaf, which, as you know, Flex, we've talked about it many times, that, you know, a lot of the kratom comes from Indonesia, and it's very hard to get good kratom or metragenine, because a lot of these companies have it and they put out just like anything else we talk about in the world. Like, you know, you talk about gear, you can get pharmaceutical grade or you can get underground shit. You know, same thing with products. Just the supplement world, you can get great supplements from a very well-known company, or you can get just a brand you never heard of that's just junk and you know, it's spiked. But you know, I was lucky enough to me, Mark, and another silent business partner, we over a year and a half of talking and brainstorming and developing products and taste testing and labels and just everything. And we actually are in the final stage, we're rounding the last corner to go public and release the products. I mean, we have the boxes sitting behind me. The name of the company is Uprising Extracts, and I'm really looking forward. It's not a supplement company. It's just it's pretty much it's one single product. It's metragenine, and we just utilized it in a few different ways. Some ways that are not really in the industry, so I'm not going to tell everyone. I don't want to give away all the little details, but we were able to utilize it in a way that I haven't seen in the market yet. And I'm very excited to, you know, I obviously have seen, you know, certain kratom coming around the fitness world. Like we saw, you know, there's a company that's promoting the Olympia. So I don't think kratom is kind of a thing that's hiding behind closed doors anymore. It's becoming more of a forefront. And I feel like the way that I've done it and the way I'm continuing to do it, we are going to be the people that take over the fitness industry in this exact topic. So.
I'm very excited for you. I mean, I've been kind of had the insider scoop on a lot of different things with samples that have been sent. I really didn't know anything about kratom, you know, before I spoke to yourself and Mark, and just to add to what you were saying, Mark is somebody that comes from this world.
Yes,
is incredibly knowledgeable, has helped along with other people he's around write the legislation,
Yep.
has been part of the aid in the legislation for the movement of kratom in the United
Yep.
States. And that's a very powerful partner to have that,
Huge.
that really knows the ins and outs of the legalities and also the benefits that can be seen, not just in the fitness world. I was lucky to be sent some various different products, gummies and shots, and you've got some soft gels. And I tried the shots.
Yep.
Very good.
Yeah.
I mean, I didn't know much about it other than the fact of what you sent me.
Yeah.
And what I felt was an uplifting feeling. And
Like euphoric.
yeah, it was kind of chatty.
Yeah.
Just a great spirits, fucking sun is shining, you're not seeing shit, I was not talking to Jesus or anything, but
No.
it was a really uplifting feeling. And that it's so weird because when you kind of get involved with something, like whether it's, you start fucking playing, fucking golf or something, or you do something else, like skateboarding or something, then you start realizing and picking up, or you buy a car, right? Then you see that fucking car everywhere.
Yes.
You see people are playing, whatever it would be. Then I started seeing people in my gym that are taking kratom. I started asking them, and my fucking staff take it.
Yep.
And I was kind of shocked just how many people have been using it as a pre-workout for a long time.
Yeah.
I never heard of this up until most recently, and I guess this is a product that has been really utilized in a lot of people's day-to-day.
Yep.
Right? But like everything else, I just want to make sure that people know too that just like alcohol, just like caffeine, this is something that can be abused and something that can somewhat be found on the addicting side. If you kind of use and abuse it, I just want to make sure.
Yeah, like I posted about it, and I've had people be like, "Oh, that stuff's garbage. I got addicted to it." Well, you can get addicted to anything. First of all, if you have addicted personality, and if you abuse it.
Well, let me ask this then, and it's going to round on to my question. From somebody who was caught up on oxys,
Yep.
was that a worry of yours, using kratom, because of the correlation in being that you heard, right? Again, I'm sitting here completely new to it, just like maybe some of these viewers are, right?
Yeah.
There's an addictive side to anything. Kratom, you were addicted on Oxycontin.
Yep.
What was there any worry for you when you got involved, or you were kind of more educated to what this was?
Well, two things. I don't have an addictive personality, so that never really bothered. I've never been addicted to something and taken something I just couldn't stop. So that never bothered me. What I was more pissed off about was that I didn't know about that. I didn't know about kratom when I was on the oxys, because if I did, it would have been easier transition, because I probably wouldn't have went through that horrible phase. Because now this isn't what it's used for, but I do know a lot of people that have stopped using oxy, and they bridged it with kratom to come off everything.
Didn't Mark Bell do a documentary on?
Yes, he
on
did.
kratom?
Mark Bell did a huge documentary on it. Huge.
What's it called? Is it called Leaf?
I watched it. Probably just Google it real quick. I forget the
But
name.
carry on, bro. Yeah.
But yeah, Mark Bell's a huge advocate too. Joe Rogan, I watch his podcast numerous times. He has talked about it so many fucking times,
It's crazy,
and he
I know.
loves it.
Joe Rogan has mentioned it more times in the last, I would say, fucking
3
3
months.
months.
Yep.
Then again, maybe it's because I'm more aware of it and I heard it. Joe just done a podcast with Mark Bell,
Yep.
and he's like, I use it every podcast.
Yeah.
So when you hear people who kind of needle movers talking about these, again, the way I see kratom, it's kind of like how CBD was.
Yes.
When CBD came out, first of all, it'd be like, oh, that's fucking weed, you fucking stoner. I'm like, oh, Jesus Christ, it's fucking CBD. It doesn't even, and then
no THC.
kratom, there's no THC in it, but, people are fixated on this one ideology.
Yeah.
And kratom, unfortunately, had the stigma that there's obviously myths and whatever else, but from what I read before I knew about anything,
Yep.
I read this.
Yeah.
It was big pharma.
Yep.
Kind of, want to control this in a sense, but what I read was what I just said. And then now you've got the guys like the Joe Rogans and the Mark Bells who are putting out massive productions with Netflix and Joe having the platform he does, talking openly about using Kratom for the benefits of XYZ.
Mm-hmm.
So that being said, I know your company, Uprising Extracts, is coming more of a different route.
Yeah.
You've been working on the shots, the gummies, the soft gels, and the dosages on these.
So the way we dose them, so the gummies we dose purposely because the problem with Kratom shots, right, is it's concentrated. Just like if you take a concentrated pre-workout, right, it's going to be much stronger than if you just took like a standard pre-workout. So the shots are much more stronger. And somebody that's never taken Kratom, I wouldn't recommend them taking a shot because like I was talking to Justin earlier, right? He was talking about his
GM.
Yeah, your GM. Yeah, Justin Dees. And he was telling me that like, oh, I've taken Kratom a couple times and it makes me sick. And I'm like, yeah. He goes, I just take the shot. And I'm like, he had it on his desk and I go, one shot is 3 servings, bro. That's the problem, is that a lot of people don't realize that a shot of Kratom isn't just 1 serving.
Right.
So they down it and it hits them and it'll make it, if you take too much of a lot of things, it'll make you sick.
See, but how do you divvy out
the
third?
cap.
So the cap is
a lot of Kratom companies, the cap is a serving size. And a lot of people just see the shot is this, the cap. People see the shot is this big and they assume, oh, that's 1 serving.
Yeah, it's not that
but
much.
it's concentrated, so you can't. So the gummies are 20 milligrams per gummy, which is a great starting dose for somebody because a girl that's never taken Kratom could take 1 or 2 gummies and they won't get sick off that dosage, but they will feel it. So then you can work up to a dose that you feel comfortable with, and then you can move on to the shots.
So how are you combating, the stigma that Kratom has right now? If you're a pioneer in this industry, right? Because that's what you are, really.
Yeah.
There's a few companies going to be at the Olympia, granted, but there's no, there's not many.
Yeah.
So what are you doing as a company to kind of, combat this fight of
education? Education is the most important thing when it comes to products like this. My goal with Uprising Extracts, as long as Mark Matthews as well, is to educate people as to what it's used for, why it's not used to be taken just to, I want to take it to feel good. Yeah. Like that's not why you take the Kratom. The Kratom is
one of many reasons. Right?
Yeah. Like I take it for on certain days when I want to work out, or if I'm in like a lot of pain, or if I'm like trying to, like, let's say I'm home and it's an off day and I'm exhausted. I'm like, I got to get some work done. I'll take a little Kratom. It'll boost me up, nootropics. I get focused. So I use it on an as needed basis, right? But a lot of people just take things because, it makes me feel good. Well, that's not the reason to take it all the time.
Yeah.
And I feel like there's not enough education from the companies that come out with Kratom. They're just like, take this, it's good. And they don't explain it. And my basis behind this is, obviously I want people to take Uprising. I want them to love the product, but I want them to also understand and have the education behind it before they go using it. Because I don't want people thinking, oh, this made me sick. Well, there's education behind it, and you need to understand the education first and foremost. Now, there's a Kratom I think has blown up, and a lot of people that use it understand it. But the people that follow me that never taken it, I want them to understand it before they use it, because I feel that, listen, Kratom might not be for everybody, but it's for a lot of people, and I think it has a lot of benefits than just bodybuilding, which is why you see it in 7-Elevens, why you see it's big in smoke shops, it's big at the events. They have the conventions here where the Kratom's set up booths all over the place. So there's a lot more value to it than just walking into a smoke shop because you want to buy a vape pen and some Kratom. So my goal is to introduce it into the fitness world and show the benefits of it with the education behind it.
Yeah.
Yeah, and obviously, last thing before we move on to another subject, because I feel that's that's a lot of knowledge that you just passed on. But Kratom is federally legal, right? I think a lot of people don't know that.
It's legal in like almost every state, but I think there's like a few states that are a little iffy.
Yeah.
But most states it's legal. Like you could walk into a 7-Eleven almost anywhere and buy it.
Really?
Yeah. Yep. A lot of gas stations sell it. Any smoke shop sell it. Every smoke shop I walk in now, I'll just be like, hey, do you guys carry Kratom? Oh my God, yeah. So I asked just to kind of see.
Interesting.
Yeah, it's crazy the traction the Kratom has gotten since I started learning about it in 2019 or 2018, 2019 when I met Mark, and to where it wasn't to where it is now, I've seen the boom. So I want to boom it into the fitness industry because I think it can help a lot of people. I really do.
Yeah, but you again, you don't have to name names, but you are being affiliated with companies.
Jeez.
I guess that was
fuck.
Who's knock?
Fucking
Jesus fucking
Nick.
hell.
Dude, I'm not gonna lie to you.
I said knock on the door. I didn't say break the fucking thing.
What you talking about, guy?
Fucking loud, so I did.
Oh, you said knock loud?
Right. Well,
He almost broke the glass.
Nick, you see all them fucking photos on the wall?
Yeah.
Them photos all nearly came off the wall. For all the viewers that are listening on Spotify, Nick Walker just walked in.
You want to sit real quick?
Yeah, what time? Well, since let me just give you a little bit of back information here. We were supposed to start the
You're
podcast.
totally blocking
at
my view, by the way.
Yeah,
Sit down. Get in that
at
seat.
2:30.
There.
Jesus Christ!
I'm glad. Do not cut any of this out.
We were supposed to start this podcast at 2:30. Guy jumped in the chair
And
at
I was here on
3:30.
time.
Fuck you. I was done at 2:15.
Wait, my wife has to leave. Literally. Oh,
No.
you want to go? Nick, sit down. You want to sit down? Or you want to sit down?
Nice and warm.
Wait, Allie, you didn't ask me any like.
You wanna sit down? You like
ask
that?
me.
I know.
Ask me.
Oh,
Ask
the
me.
camera
Ask
set
me
up
a
there.
question you want to know. You've known me for 15. Well, I've known you for 15 years.
Yeah.
I've known you since you've been with him.
There's no camera on
10
you, by the way,
years.
Nick.
10 years.
I don't know. A question that I don't know.
Or something that you just wanted to ask during the podcast because I've known you for so long.
Well, we could have got some good shit out there, but now we're squeezing the lemon right as she's fucking leaving.
There's no lemons. Where you got to go?
You really want to know?
Oh, you got to get
No, come
fucking.
on.
I'm in Botox.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ, guys. This is my fucking podcast. What kind of fucking shit. Nick Walker just burst through the fucking the door like a...
Blocked my view, tripped, and now it's
do you
sitting
know what
here.
Nick looked like? You know, what's that fucking skit it's on Family Guy when he comes through the wall? Oh, yeah. That fucking...
He just sounds like
what is
Macho
it?
Man.
Oh, who? The
Kool-Aid?
The Kool-Aid guy, yeah. He comes through and he kicks the door through. He's like, oh, yeah. And then he's always embarrassed because he's broke shit. You seen that skit on Family Guy?
Yeah, did you ever
That
see-
was fucking Nick coming through the doors. Nick texted me. I said, just knock the door. You guys heard
know
that?
what-
You seen that?
Yeah.
The whole... This is a fake wall, by the way, that I'm looking at. All my 8x10s rattled. The door fucking came off the hinge. And then Nick comes through. Oh, fuck.
Told me to knock.
Knock loud, I said.
All right,
Are you going
I'm
to put the
out.
headphones on and sit?
I'm going to sit in my seat.
Yeah, jump in your neck because
Yeah.
there's no camera in you there.
Here.
Jump there.
Jump in this seat, you.
Have fun.
Love you. See you at home.
What a fucking...
Yeah, we don't have to FaceTime tonight.
Yeah, right? I'll just get in between you two. Aw, it's cute.
All right, bye. Nick, what's up, bro?
Podcast too.
I'm back.
We're back.
I'm glad. Well,
You know what I
officially.
said? I said I'm back.
I'm back.
Bring this in.
Oh, I'm back.
Does Nick look really uncomfortable sitting there?
He
like
just
that?
looks too big to do too big to do anything.
Are you comfy, Nick? Do you want some pillows? This I do. Babe, have a good one.
Babe, love you.
Tell us what we need to do here. We good? So, all right.
On to bigger, better things.
Yeah. No. Listen, I'm proud of you, bro. That's
you.
been an incredible, investment for you, and obviously you're doing some.
It's
other
been a
things
very
too.
long time. Just so
Yeah.
people know, it's been well over a year of developing the products. And
Be fucking more than that. It's fucking a year and a half.
I said well over a year.
Yeah. So you told me about this earlier. You asked me about this, and I was like, dude, I don't know. And
Yeah.
and then I educated myself to let's not beat around the bush. I educated myself to really help you make sure that this was a world that
Because it was very gray, uncharted waters.
But that's why I mentioned CBD because
Yes.
that's where CBD was. And look at it now.
What are we talking about?
We're talking about the Uprising Extracts, the Kratom company that started. That's about to go live in a couple weeks.
Can we exchange this fucking pillow for a teddy? It was like, this is such a great visual. Nick's this cradling this little fucking...
This is comfortable.
Nick, what's up, man?
I'm just getting comfortable before I work out.
Okay, what, you got to shoot off soon?
Huh?
Or can we
No, Joey's going to be late.
He is? Oh, good.
Oh, so because he's late, I got more time with you?
A little bit.
It's cute.
So Nick, you wanna interview Guy with me?
Let's interview him.
Well, Nick was, he might lie, but Nick was a fan before he was one of my closest friends.
I was never a fan.
You're such a fucking liar.
I hated you.
You did not hate me. I have a picture that you came up. Hey, bro, can I get a picture with you?
That was like the third time I asked after you denied me twice.
Because I didn't want to get out angled.
Nick
As a
sent me
pro, I was like, I can't get out angled, but it's fucking.
There were so many times prior, I'm like, hey, you get a picture? Like, oh, yeah, in a minute. I'm like, okay.
Hey, look at this. Look at the fucking size of Nick here.
I have one just like that.
No, look, that's me.
Yeah, you
I'm
look
gonna
fucking
show
small.
the camera. Nick sent me this earlier.
My first picture was Guy. Was right after his shoulder surgery.
I had a jacket on and a beard.
Yep.
Where was it? Nick, was I diet on you? My face is all fucking sunk in, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah, it must be diet.
What year was that?
I don't know when that was. July.
Yeah, probably for the Olympia, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So, even though, fuck, I may as well just say it, right, Tyus? We've kind of shot the fucking podcast with Nick already. We were trying to fucking diddly-dally around this, but we done the podcast and we didn't even fucking talk. We started talking about how we met. And then Nick just was like, oh, let me take it right back. Let me take it right back again.
We went back in time like 30 times.
Really?
Yeah.
But how we met was I seen him at Steve's and him and his dad was there. And,
Pops.
Yeah, and
My doppelganger.
and we started to, well, I seen Nick obviously and you know, high praise for Nick. I think he was, what was it, 2 weeks out, 3 weeks out from the USAs?
I think so, yeah, at the
And
time.
then obviously you didn't end up doing the USAs,
Yeah, that
but
year,
you were
yeah.
one of the front runners for that. And so if anybody watches this podcast and watched Nick's podcast, that's the fucking the short fucking bullet points of the unfinished question.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but anyway, it's a Guy Cisternino podcast. So, Guy, you just a couple of months ago came back from Pakistan, and you had like a fucking guy walking around with you with AK-47s. What was that about? What was that about? Why do you need protection in Pakistan?
I honestly, to be honest, I don't think Pakistan. I don't think I needed that. But I think the problem is
You
that
certainly didn't need that.
yeah, I don't think that. But what does happen is like when I was out in public, like I went to a mall once just to get shoes, and they weren't allowed all them. They wouldn't allow all them in the mall with all their AKs. The amount of people that swarm you.
Really?
To take pictures because they really don't see bodybuilders out there. It's more of like to protect you. So like nothing, like people don't get too close to you. Like when I was training, if there weren't those guards around me, people would have been in like touching me during my set.
Yeah, I've been in India.
So the same thing in India. So it's more of like they're just wowed. It's like there's Allah and then bodybuilders. Like they look like they're not far off to them. Like that's how
there's Allah and then there's bodybuilders.
No, that's because they look at Allah and then like to me it's like Allah and then like bodybuilders to them. Like bodybuilders are very high up on the totem pole. They're very like infatuated with bodybuilders. So is it a safe? Do I think it's a safe place out there? Yeah. Do I think was a need for that much protection? No. I understand why they had people. I don't think it was that necessary to have that much.
Were they military guys? Where they were at?
Military ex-cops. They were their form of the Navy SEALs. Some of them like ex-Navy SEAls, like to whatever the version is over there. That's what they'd be considered. Yeah.
Oh, okay. One guy looked like he just fucking woke up, fucking creased fucking uniform.
They actually they were walking around with AK. Dude, they were walking around with AKs, and I go, can I ask you a question? And like, I go, what are you going to do if you have to run after somebody? You have sandals on.
No.
Yeah, and they go, you break law, you get shot. I said, okay. Simple question. Meaning, like, if you break a law, they're just going to shoot you. They're not going to fucking chase you.
So what were you doing out there?
I was my one of my closest friend, Fazal Abbas. We call him Mo.
Say that 3 times.
Fazal Abbas, Fazal Abbas, Fazal Abbas.
Just appeared behind you.
Fuzalabas.
Great guy, by the way.
You think you've met him before?
Yeah.
So he's big in Pakistan. His family's out there, and he just wanted to promote the sport of bodybuilding more. So we kind of just did some meet and greets. Went to a bunch of gyms. There was a little expo they had there. And it was absolutely awesome. So we're trying to eventually put on a show in Pakistan, which is why I went out there, kind of look at venues, different things, because hopefully by next year we want to do an NPC show out in Pakistan. So that was the main goal.
And your Guy Cisternino brand, or is it something that you're just a part of?
No, it's going to be me and my buddy who's from Pakistan, Fazal. We were going to do it as a team. Yeah,
cool.
So that's still in the works. That's why I'm supposed to go back there in January again.
All right. And then what else has been going on in the world of Guy Cisternino right now that you'd love to fill the fans in on, other than Nick Walker bursting through the fucking door?
Well, you said my coaching. My coaching's been taking off. I've been putting more time into that ever since, bodybuilding. Me and Nick have, we got some business ventures happening in the works. Yep. We've, obviously everybody knows that the podcasts have been, huge and we've done a lot of things together. And Nick, I met Nick a couple years ago and Nick became very fast. One of my, we had a little, it wasn't even an altercation. It was just something that happened. I called Nick and we had a conversation and we squashed it. And to make a long story short, what he said to me changed my view of who he was as a person. And I said it to him. I've spoken about him even recently, and I said that day made you go from somebody I didn't know to somebody I knew was going to be a very close friend of mine. Because what he said to me at that, were you 25?
Yeah. I wasn't a pro yet.
No, you weren't.
Yeah,
and I go, the fact that you were able to admit that, say that at 25 years old, most men at fucking 40 wouldn't do that because they had too much fucking pride. And he was like, nope, this is what happened. I'm sorry. And I was like, you know what? And I said to him on the phone, I go, the fact that you just said that to me, I go, put you in a different level than 99% of the people in my life. And we've been that close ever since. Yeah. And when he was with his last company, before that, we were obviously doing podcasts together all the time. And I had went to Nick and I was like, hey, I think it'd be a good idea, at some point, because when we were on the podcast together, it was always like, we would always do this, the hearts. We would always have like the little we would always do this to each other.
You never done that to me on the podcast.
Well, you're not a close friend of him like me. So anyway.
It's fucked up.
Flex.
It better be a little one. It better need to be the full hands.
What is little about anything with this guy?
I know. Little fingers.
Carry on.
And, we spoke about kind of doing, so we wanted to venture into the podcast world, with ourselves. And then, from sponsorship obligations, it kind of faded out. And the position that he's in now, he's in a position where, he's a free agent. He's looking, to move on in his life in bodybuilding and pick up a new sponsor and do what he does. And he came to me, he's like, you know what? He goes, remember what you talked about a couple months back? I go, about the podcast? He's like, yeah. He's like, I think we should fucking do it. And I said, let's fucking do it. So we've been in communication. We're figuring some things out. Obviously, there's a lot of podcasts out there. A lot of people do podcasts and they do a very good job. And, obviously I've been, on Fuad's podcast, Bro Chat. I will continue to be on Fuad's podcast. I will never go anywhere. That's been a podcast I enjoy doing. And it's something that for me, it's fun. I enjoy doing it. I enjoy talking to my friends. It's fun. There's no stress. It's something that I think helps the industry. It helps people. And, there's a different direction. And me and Nick have a different relationship. And there's just things that we will kind of want to talk about and do things differently. So we've been kind of mapping that out, and it's not ready to launch yet, but we've been, in the stages of fine tuning things and kind of figuring out which direction we're going to go. And I think within the next, I would say month or so, we should be ready to rock and roll.
Oh, so this is an exclusive. Is it exclusive?
As far as like first
breaking the news?
Yeah.
We broke the news.
Yeah. Broke the news here on the podcast.
The Guy and Nick podcast.
Yeah. Why does Nick feel like he's in the back room? Pull that fucker right in again. Tell me again.
Which part?
There we go. It's great. Hey, congratulations, guys. I obviously I got my relationship with both you guys, and I think that you both bring a great dynamic to the other podcast.
We were thinking of names, and then I was like, and I'm like, these are all taken. He's like, let's just do the Guy and Nick podcast. And I was like, that'll definitely be available.
He's like, that should work.
The Guy and Nick podcast. So you're going to go do this kind of virtually, on like the
for now.
Yeah, for now. And then, obviously as time goes on, we're going to do stuff where like, I go to him, he comes to me. Yeah. Because this is the thing. I don't want to do a podcast like everybody else. I don't want to do the same shit. Like, and listen, Fuad does his thing, and he's one of the best at what he does with the podcast.
Oh, Fuad is
he is fucking amazing, which is why I love being on his podcast, because he's a good dude. And listen, I do the podcast for free.
Yeah.
I spend my time on that podcast as everybody else does for free because I enjoy the people that I do it with, and I enjoy the outcome, and I enjoy the reach, and I enjoy listening to people say we saved their lives, we fixed this, we helped them.
I think that's the best part.
That's exactly why I do it, and I like doing it with people that I call fucking friends. And you know what? There was a point, and I had a quick conversation with Fuad talking about possibly want to start my own podcast, and I think in the world of bodybuilding, there's plenty of fucking slices of pizza to go around, and everybody can have a seat at the table. And I think mine and Nick's dynamic, and it's almost like a big little brother thing. Like he comes to me with questions or this or, hey, what do you think about this? And I try to guide him as best as I can. And we just get along. We laugh our balls off. He cracks on me. I crack on him. Like I love his mom and his dad are fucking phenomenal people. Couldn't be nicer people in the world. And it's just like me and Nick just click, man. And people like to see
it works.
Me. Yeah, people just like me and Nick together.
Yeah.
So I said, you know what? Let's give the fucking people what they want. Let's fucking dive in. Give them what they want. I said, let's dive into the podcast world. And it kind of faded out for a little bit. I didn't think it was going to happen when he was with his last sponsor, because he was doing his own thing, and there were certain things he wasn't allowed to do. But now that he's kind of out there and free agent, and he was the one that came to me and was like
free balling,
free balling commando, and he was like
all day
long, dick swinging,
literally long.
I wouldn't say it's that long. long and thin.
Spaghetti noodle.
This is the fucking Nick and Guy
Spaghetti
podcast right now. I'm just fucking waiting to come in.
You got that dye's eye dick.
Jesus.
It's not even there. Shove it up inside the balls.
Yeah, and people want to walk in. Hey, I got no sock. Is that okay? If you want to show that fucking little shriveled up thing off, go ahead.
No way, man.
Never.
No way.
I never. If that sock fell off once back there, would it die? Do you know, man, the rumors
sock.
that'll be going around the industry?
No dick.
It was
no
it's one of Maxon's socks. But anyway, grabbing my podcast back.
The only way I'd go in there with no sock if I was Bo Lewis.
Where do you go in here? I'm trying to fucking keep it on fucking track here. The Nick and Guy podcast is taking off already, but I want to know more about this podcast. So,
episode number 1, Guy and Nick podcast.
So it's gonna when you say this is gonna launch.
When do you want to film?
I sent Nick a picture the other night. So I had my tech guy over switching things. I had the camera that I was talking to you about, the one that you have set up.
Yeah.
So there's things that I had my old laptop that I was just going to use for the podcast.
Yeah.
I got it all set up, ready to go. Turned on the camera, and I was like, oh, this camera's fucking old as fuck. So I got a new camera. I had to get an external camera. So I have the guy transferring everything from the old laptop to the new laptop. And then I have to figure out somebody like your tech guy who knows how to set up the Sony camera and run all the wires. So that's the last final step in getting everything done.
Yeah, make sure you take it off overheat. What the fuck was it again, Tyus? It's like a setting that if you run it for a certain period of time, it will literally shut down if it overheats. So you have to manually override it.
Really?
Yeah, I'll talk about it after the fucking podcast. But we were in the middle of a fucking podcast getting into some deep shit, and I just see him go like this, like a mute freak out. Didn't say a fucking word. He just went. The facial expressions. I was like, is this guy okay? Looked like he got fucking stung by a bee. But I'm happy for you guys. Fucking proud of you both. Seriously, as you said, there's a lot of different podcasts in this space. I jumped in. Mine is completely different to anything out there.
Yeah,
I don't do the fucking TMZ shit. I don't do the bro chat stuff.
Yep.
I don't do I'm a sit down guest on the sofa. Let's get into the nitty gritty. Let's get into the mind. Shed some tears. Nick was trying to get me to fucking cry earlier and shit. Come close.
I got you.
Well, no, you didn't get me, but as long as Tyus doesn't fucking put me on screen, my
I'm
eyes
on the
started going.
screen.
You had that bottom lip,
A little bit.
No, it was good. It was good.
He had the
the quivering lip.
oh.
But yeah, I think mine and Nick's podcast, Nick has obviously you interviewed him. A lot of things that he told you, I'm sure I've already known. But there's a lot more to Nick. There's a lot more to Guy. There's a lot more to people than just eating food and lifting weights.
Of course.
And I think I want to dive more into that part inside of things. Like Nick is more than just a bodybuilder, then the people don't understand that. I used to bust my balls. Nick would be like, on the bro chat. You can cook, you can do this, you can hunt, you can fish, you can draw, you can you can never. But so it's all those things that we just never get to talk about that I really want to dive into deep on a deeper level with Nick. And if we have a guest on or whatever, like we don't know the full direction we're going to go, and I want it to happen organically. I just want to start the podcast.
Just wing it.
Yeah, we're just going to wing it. That's what I'm saying. We're just going to wing it and see where it goes.
Fucking hit live
Yeah.
and just go to town.
Yeah.
Just have fun.
Yep.
Have laughs. And I mean, with us now, right? We were talking last night. This is going to be a shit show.
Oh, yeah.
This is not the podcast I thought we would be talking about. I
No.
thought we would have been fucking rolling on the floor.
Well, we're not done yet, so.
No, I know. And we brought Nick in to help too. But talking about fucking some of the stories last night, we were talking about some of the shenanigans you and I have been got up to over the years. And
Germany.
I want to say, I don't know if you know this, Nick.
Nick doesn't know anything about overseas yet because he doesn't have a podcast. He doesn't have a passport.
You have a passport, Nick?
I'm getting one.
What happens
It's
if
in the works, okay?
What happens if somebody says, "Hey, Nick, I want you to gas pause"? You
$1 million.
Yeah,
I've already said I don't got a passport.
Oh my god. Well, when you get a passport, a guy and me will catch you up to fucking speed. And
Yeah.
If you God willing ever end up traveling with me and Guy, we'll
You
show
have
the
no
ropes.
idea what it's like. We almost got arrested in Germany.
I've been nearly arrested.
It sounds fun, but
Well, talk about fucking scanning straight off the blocks. But I was signed with BSN, as you know. Fucking hell, Nick's so big. I have to fucking manually. Hold on. I might have to just kick this up. Is this going to be a problem, Tyus? Okay, there we go.
What does Nick being big have to do with?
I can't turn. I fucked my trap up doing pull-ups on camera last week, but that's another story. So when we were training with when I was with BSN, I started traveling with Guy. Guy was there. We went Germany. We went fucking all over.
Everywhere.
Right? Every time, I'm not fucking kidding you. Every time I went on the plane with Guy, there was something that catastrophically went wrong. Not like somebody put no, to the point where I was with BSN and I'm flight first class, right? Somehow ticket would be swapped to middle seat to fucking go somewhere international. I'm not flying. I land in an airport. The airport went on strike. Who was
Germany.
I
This is
with?
in Germany. This is in Germany.
Guy Cisternino. We to the point where
Walking dead in the airport.
There was a complete dead airport. We got off the plane. We took the wrong direction. Then we had guns pointed to us because we were in the wrong place at the wrong time.
Yeah, the door was locked, and we didn't know where to go. So we opened the door manually, and the fucking some alarm just starts. The whole airport alarm went off. So all of a sudden, we're like, what the fuck? So these guys come running at us with fucking guns, and Flex is like, Boris, it's okay, relax, Boris. Because he assumes everybody's name in Germany is Boris. So he's screaming Boris. These guys can't understand us. Alarms going off. We're like... And then they're trying to tell us where to go. We're like, we don't speak fucking German, bro. We don't know what we're doing.
Well, I wasn't going to get into the details of it.
And then I lost my bag.
Yeah, bro.
Then I was in Germany shopping for underwear.
So my point of all this is, when I went back and after 3 or 4, maybe 7 fucking issues, I went to BSN and I said, hey, listen, I love this company, but we're going to have major problems if you make me fly with Guy Cisternino any longer. So in my contract, I fucking made it quite clear that if we are flying anywhere, we are not to be put in the same flight. On my fucking
So
life.
I flew by myself from moving forward.
I did. There was so much issues. Calamity Guy, I called him, because there was always issues with him. And we all know, Guy is one man of many fucking stories.
Yep.
Many stories, and one person I love to call every
When you're having a bad day to make your day better.
And I'm in bed and I go, fuck, babe. Nothing's on TV. Let's see what's going on in the world of Guy. Let's see what fucking shit show life is going on over there in the Northeast.
Somebody's running into my car. Somebody's fucking getting in a fight.
Oh my god! But anyway, it's always fun, and that's the pleasure of having you as a friend, because the stuff that normally hits the net after several days, I've already heard about.
I'm like the friend that people call when they're having a bad day to make their days feel better, because they hear what happens to me. They're like, oh.
Yep.
My day's not that bad.
That's true.
I'm doing good today.
Yeah. Nobody hit my car.
Sorry, Guy.
Glad you're doing good, Nick. As long as you're doing good, I'll take all the fucking heat, bro.
Hey, Guy, not feeling good today. Tell me how fucking shit your life is right now.
I'm like, well, you have an hour?
What fucked up shit you get into today?
And when Guy answers the phone like this, You won't fucking believe this. I'm like, babe, get the popcorn. It's a fucking big one. You won't fucking believe my day.
Or remember,
It starts off like that.
the most recent well, not recent, but you were talking to my father last night on the phone.
Yeah.
The Rice Krispie
Oh my
treat
God.
story.
I nearly brought that up earlier.
Did you hear?
You told me that story.
Yeah. Well, my dad ate loaded Rice Krispie treats, and my mom. Oh,
Tell the story without letting the fucking ending out. Just go for it.
okay, so I was at
Hold on, guys. I got to cut out.
You want to lift?
It's on the train.
Oh shit!
Nick, you should hear this fucking story.
I heard
He heard it. He's
Okay, bye, Nick.
He knows
Bye,
every,
Nick.
he knows every story that I've ever
all
told.
of this guy's stories. It was a pleasure.
Please, on my watch your fucking mouth.
Bye, Nick.
It was also a pleasure.
Leave the door on the fucking hinge, Nick.
Yeah, don't slam it.
Tell us how much of a fucking shit show podcast has this been today? Is that fucking rolling? This is okay.
But this is what he wanted right now.
If there's one analogy of Guy, this is it. Tornado. People coming in, people coming out. Fucking doors shaking, fucking things breaking.
Wouldn't have it any other way.
Podcast with Guy Cisternino.
The best. So my dad at the fucking Olympia last year. I went to the Olympia, then I drove to Boca to film for Blackstone. I got a phone call from a friend, and he calls me up, and he's a cop in the area, and he goes, "Hey, bro, I'm with your dad. He's not doing well." And I was like, "What?" And he said, "I'm with your father. I'm at your house. I don't know what's wrong, but we called the squad. We're taking him in the ambulance." He goes, "I don't know what's wrong. He's sitting in your chair, can't open his eyes. I don't know if he had a heart attack. He's having trouble standing up. He can barely talk." So I start fucking panicking. I called my mom, hysterical. My brother goes to pick my mom up. They fucking drive to the emergency room. I'm looking at flights to change. I'm debating getting in the rental car from Florida and driving home to Jersey. Like, I thought like something serious was going to happen to my father.
You call me.
Yeah, I was
fucking crying.
Panic. I was complete panic because I didn't know what to do.
Yeah.
And I'm usually very good in bad situations. That was probably the worst situation because I've never had somebody call me and tell me something was wrong with one of my family members. And I was like incapacitated. So my mom calls me and she's like, she's like, "Relax. We're going to the emergency room. I'll call you when we get there." She's like, "Go to the gym. Just chill out." She's like, don't take a flight home. Don't drive. We'll let you know what's going on." So I calmed down. I think I was driving to the gym when I called you. And then I get to the gym. I was training back and buys. I'll never forget. I was trying to just get out of my head, did back. I was on the first bicep movement. I was doing easy curl bar curls. And I fucking did a couple reps. And I fucking dropped the weight. And I went, son of a bitch. And I called my mom. And I go, "Ma, are you in the ER?" And she's like, "Yeah." I go, "Are you with Pop?" And she goes, "Yeah." I go, just like this. I go, "Ask him what he ate today." And she's like, "Hun, what did you eat today?" And he's like, I had breakfast and I just sat for lunch." And I was like, in this exact voice, I go to my mom because I made loaded Rice Krispie treats before I left for the Olympia.
What a loaded.
Loaded with THC. Loaded with THC. And I go, so when I leave, like right now, my dad watched my dogs yesterday till today. Then my mom came in my house. My mom's going to stay till I get home on Saturday. And I go, "Mom, I made weed Rice Krispie treats. I forgot to take them with me." I literally called her when I left the house on the way to the airport. I was like, "Fuck, I forgot them." I go, "Do not eat them or you're going to be fucked up." I go, "If Pop comes over, make sure he knows to not eat the fucking Rice Krispie treats." Okay. So I go, "Mom, did he eat the fucking Rice Krispie treats that I told you to not fucking have because they're loaded with fucking weed?" And my mom goes, "Gaetano," to my dad, who has the same name as me, "Did you eat any of your son's Rice Krispie treats today?" And he goes, "I had like, I don't know, 2 this afternoon." And I go, "Son of a bitch." I go, "He's about 200 mgs of THC in the hole, Ma." I go, "Good fucking." So then my mom starts fucking laughing her balls off. And then now it turned into like hysterical crying to like laughing our balls off. Like, this is a fucking joke. And my dad was, that happened on a Monday.
Yeah.
I got home on Sunday afternoon. My dad still couldn't drive fucking home. He was still fucking high 2 days later.
Yeah, your dad told me he was fucked up for a couple of days.
He was shot, bro.
Yeah.
Shot.
And you know, whether this is true or not, but he swears to me because I asked him the question.
No, he hasn't. He's straight
Have
edge.
you ever? Was it the first? He's like, Flex, I have never smoked a joint. I don't know anything about this weed stuff. I know it's, you know, I haven't done nothing. I said, yeah. He's like, I haven't ever done it.
My mom was a pothead.
Talk about just fucking jumping in the deep end and going for it, huh?
0 to 60.
Yeah. So when I guess when the doctors and nurses came in and they told him that, I guess everybody was laughing. But he was so fucked up. He told me that he honestly thought he was dying.
Yeah.
And everybody was
Laughing at him.
Dying.
He goes, I was getting pissed because your mom's laughing at me. And I'm like, the fuck, she's laughing. I'm dying. And she thinks it's fucking funny. What is she going to get all the insurance money from? I'm like, is that what you were going through your fucking head?
Oh, my God. Yeah, he's living with you, bro.
Crazy.
So was he pissed when he found out that
Well, my dad actually didn't know that I ever smoked weed because I didn't try weed till I was 30 because I was deathly afraid that my dad would fucking beat my ass. So, even when my dad would come over, I would like hide my bong, hide all my weed so he couldn't find it, like make sure the house didn't smell. After that, I was like, fucking couch out of the bag now. Then when he comes over, the house fucking stink. I'm like, I don't give a shit anymore.
Yeah. I remember you were going through that movement and be like, oh, fuck, my dad's
I've been on the phone with you a couple times. I was like, fuck, my dad's coming over. I gotta fucking hide all this shit.
like a fucking teenager.
Yeah, dude, my dad scared like the life out of me as a kid. He literally said to me at a stoplight one day, he goes, if I ever caught my kids doing drugs, I'd be in jail for murder because I'd rather fucking be in jail for murder than watch my kids go down a fucking path of drugs. Yeah. And I'll never forget him saying that. So I was scared to death to try drugs.
Yeah. But, you know, little did you know.
Look at me now.
No, you're good, bro. You're good.
I just like my weed, man.
Yeah.
It calms me down, brings me to like a level of everybody else.
I think everybody likes a calm Guy Cisternino.
If I was smoking weed the day on the Hack Squat video, I probably wouldn't have screamed at anybody.
Yeah, which is a video that went fucking viral. I mean, Jesus, that video that you posted, as much shit as you got, you really capitalized on that. And that's one thing I told you when that happened. Remember you and I jumped in the car?
Yeah.
You better make fucking shirts from this.
I was like,
remember both of us were telling you like, bro, I'm already on it.
Yeah, done.
And it was like that day. And you were taking a lot of shit from it. But you were so fucking chill over. You were like, whatever.
Yeah.
But that video went everywhere. You got a lot of shit for it.
Tens of millions of views on fucking TikTok. But I don't care what anybody says. Like, I really don't. Like, the people that get upset about comments on social media, it's laughable. I'm like, why does that bother you? Like, that video is pinned. It's the first video on my. It's got like over 6,000 comments. About 5,999 are all negative. The fuck do I care?
Yeah, people started talking about fucking you being racist and stuff. It's like,
oh
my God, Jesus, guys.
People will put their fucking twist on anything to make themselves feel okay.
Yeah.
And relevant. It's ridiculous. Yeah. Grown men commenting on another man's page like, you're lucky you didn't do that to me because I would have. Motherfucker, you wouldn't have done shit. All these people that talk like that on the internet wouldn't do shit. I don't talk like that. I don't tell anybody I'm going to beat their ass or on fucking social media because that's pointless. You want to tell me you're going to beat my ass? Walk up to me at an expo and tell me you're going to fucking beat my ass. And then we'll see what happens.
Yeah, but I've been around you enough to know that, you know, you're kind of not that guy that talks. You know, I think you got a documented history where you've said something, you've backed it up, and you've had face-to-face talks with a few people. Not that, you know, I'm trying to fucking sprinkle your ego.
No.
But as one of my best friends, I've known of, you know, certain circumstances that never have hit the fucking social media that you've handled privately.
Yeah, because I don't, as a man, I don't feel like I'm not going to do the bickering and the texting or if I have a problem or you have a problem, we're going to talk.
Yeah.
And wherever the talk goes, it'll go. But I'm going to talk to you one-on-one as a man. I'm not going to do the hiding behind fucking my phone shit. Like, that's ridiculous.
That's such a fucking bullshit thing these days with these guys. They play the whole social media, like, you know, they get my social media versus yours.
Yep.
Or whatever it is.
Yep.
And nothing comes of it. Like, as a fighter, as you know, the most of my fucking roller index friends are fighters. There's a outcome.
Yes.
Even if you don't fight in the same weight class, you can go to a local gym.
Yep.
Fucking strap up, put some pads on, fuck whatever you want to do. Or bare knuckle. Go for it. Yep. And they do.
Yep.
Stays away from social media.
Exactly.
But in our world, what do we end with? A fucking pose down? So
exactly.
That's the problem. There's no there's no fucking output. There's
Well,
only-
everybody
there's-
always wanted to buy. Everybody's doing these boxing matches now because they think
I've
that
noticed that too.
everybody's trying to like say,
Yeah.
"Oh, I'll box you, I'll box you, I'll box you."
Yeah.
But the social media thing is flexing, and you know it better than anybody. At the end of the day, when we all die, our followers aren't going to be on our fucking gravestones, bro. It don't matter. Comments, people can't comment on a gravestone. So it's all just fucking, it's all here for the now. But when life is all said and done, that doesn't mean shit.
I'm gonna have a new style grave. It's gonna pop in likes and comments, refresh every fucking.
Can I go and fucking?
No, that's like caveman shit, bro. This is gonna be digital.
How many? What am I doing? Throw?
I'm saying.
So I'll just toss a cell phone in there before they close
it's
it.
gonna be like an iPad, and it says, "Hey, hope all's well down under," and it's gonna have doves and shit just popping up, and there's Billy Bob from Australia.
It'll be like remember iRobot where he throws a thing on the ground, the guy pops up, it's hologram of him talking.
Oh, really? Oh,
You never saw iRobot?
No, I haven't. So what's next for you this week?
This week I'm here, and then I fly out tomorrow morning. I got to go to Florida. I got to do some shoots for Blackstone Labs. We got some deals happening, Black Friday stuff happening, Thanksgiving, Christmas deals. So we got to film some stuff for them.
Yep.
And then back home. And then, besides that, you've been looking at houses in Texas. Yeah, real estate, yeah.
Is that something you're thinking of moving on down to the fucking Texas state, man?
Everything's bigger.
Accent, or no?
That was horrible.
Everything bigger than Texas. No?
That was like...
No, okay, carry on.
Yeah, it's a southern drawl.
Oh, okay, I'll get it to it. Go on, carry on. I'll
So,
work my head.
Being who I am, like the redneck side of me, the fishing, the hunting, I really enjoy the people in Texas, the atmosphere, the land. I love the house layouts out there.
You can get a lot of fucking house in
Dude,
Texas,
it's
man.
crazy the amount you
Unbelievable,
get. And Jersey's very expensive. And for what I do as a bodybuilder and being an entrepreneur, I lose a lot of money being in Jersey from taxes and this and that. So for me to be at a better spot for just business purposes, and I'm very close with Branch, and I've been looking at a lot of spots around there. You've been in a couple places. You wanted me to move to Florida. You wanted me to move to Vegas. Vegas is actually a spot, especially last night we were sitting outside. I was like, this is fucking not bad weather. But
It was what the fuck you talking about? It was
no. I'm saying
fucking freezing.
It was, but it showed me that there's like drastic change in temperature, like in seasons, which I normally for the Olympic, we come out here in September, it's fucking hot, and then that's it,
Yeah. But it is, Vegas have beautiful nights.
Yes, they do. But I said to you, we were talking, I'm like, dude, there's no, like, I can't hunt here. Like, do you fish here anywhere? Like,
No.
see, and those are hobbies that I really, really love to do.
You can fish, but, when you're living backing up the fucking Everglades, which I used to,
Yeah.
and you got the ecosystem
Yep.
that it has out there with all the snakes, the frogs.
You were
these fish
fishing every day.
twice a day.
I know.
That's probably one of the top 3 things I miss about Florida, believe it or not.
Yeah.
I really do miss fishing.
Yeah.
So if there's anybody watching this podcast who's a competition fisher and wants to take me big mouth bass, peacock bass, pay my way.
Pay my way. But yeah, so
Comment put a comment in the comment below. But anyway.
bodybuilding is not at the forefront anymore, meaning like I'm not stepping on a competitive stage. So the things that I enjoy doing now, I want to do more of. I don't want to do less of.
Yeah.
So I want to go to a spot where I can utilize the things that I like to do. And Texas has everything that I like. Hunting, I like the laws. It's fishing, land, the people, the food. It's red all the way. And it's just it's a spot where if I went to, I know my family would be happy. Mm-hmm. My dad would come visit me a lot and stay there and hunt, and I would spend more time with my family. You would come down. I'm closer to Gas, Michael Johansson, Branch, and I could do stuff more hands on with them. So it's something that's been really in the forefront of my brain for the past couple of years. And like you said, now that I'm retired, I'm starting to make more moves than I did because I was very hesitant when I was competing to make those moves because I was like, I don't want to do this now. I'm still competing. It's a pain in the ass. But now, the fact, being single and, not having, any kids and having any ties to Jersey besides my family, it just makes sense for me to kind of, up and move if the opportunity presents itself.
I think one of your biggest issues is that you still love living the bodybuilding lifestyle. And you still fucking train with these young guys as if that's the only style of training you've got to do. And it's a very punishing training what you've done. You train very similar to Branch. and for longevity and stuff like that, it's just
It's not.
conducive.
No.
You know, I train 3 or 4 times a week. I train hard. I train with either myself or Dom, and I'm actually just setting up a home gym because there's no times in the day where I literally do not have time.
Like yesterday.
And people do not understand. Like you around me yesterday, you see what it's like.
Yeah.
Back-to-back calls, but it's all business. You know, I've got other businesses that I'm setting up as well, and they all need time. They all need nurturing. They all need fucking calls. Not on my time. We're the fucking managers of the bank.
Yep.
We're the fucking CEO of this company, the vice president of this company. And it's all done because of time differences.
Yep.
When I can, how I can. And training, unfortunately, is not there now to be focused on. It's still a massive part of my life.
Yep.
But it's not my life.
Yeah.
And I'll always be a bodybuilder. You know, you see how I am.
100%.
I fucking love this sport.
Yeah.
This podcast is all about giving back to the sport in some shape or form. But in terms of me putting my heart back to front of me, like, I'm going to be Mr. Olympia, I had to lose that mentality.
Yeah.
And just to add, I think that you, not every day, but you still fucking put yourself as the bodybuilder that, you know, is going to make this fucking return.
No. No.
Yes, but you say that. But I fucking see it.
I'm telling you, I will never return to the stage.
You came to my house with fucking 8 meals packed, fucking weighed out to the T. Am I fucking bullshitting?
No. But I'm not. I will never, Stu. I will say this now. I will never compete again.
Okay, but again, going back to my point.
Yeah.
You still live like that guy. You weighed out your food.
Yeah. 6 ounces. Well,
Okay. Yeah, let me tell you last time I weighed out my food. I can't fucking remember. That's how long it's been. I'm not finished. You also have set schedules with your training, and you know, it goes back to what we were saying yesterday. You said, like, if I don't train, I feel like, you know, I'm wasting away, right?
Yeah.
And that's such a bodybuilder's mentality.
Yeah.
Now, when the businesses start kicking off, you're soon going to realize
I have no choice.
that you have no choice.
Yeah.
You either fucking grow this business, or you grow your fucking calves, your back, your chest, whatever else.
Yeah.
So you're going to have this sacrifice. And once you're into that mentality and you keep moving, it's like, oh shit, you know, I'm still training, I'm still doing my thing, but there's the new focus. Is that it? And I think you, and I can say the same thing for me and sometimes too, where I struggled with the transition. But for me, the more I focus on what shoulda, coulda, woulda happened, I'm still stuck in that hamster wheel, right? But now I've got so much distraction. I've got so much going on. And then that's just the business side. And then I go home. I got to put the dad hat on. And, you know, my little 6-year-old and my little 6-month-old are there to see daddy. You know, that's another transition. So with you moving to Houston, with you moving to Dallas, right? Dallas, Texas is what you're looking at, or Houston?
Yes, Dallas.
I think that is going to give you a new lease of life. It's going to pump a lot of, you know, air in your fucking tires.
Yeah.
And you're going to hit the road and fucking run. And there's elements that you've not been able to do because you're in New Jersey. You have a beautiful house. I'm proud of you. Your fucking house is beautiful. You've got a lot of land. You've got a lot of, you know, prideful things that you've got and you do on the daily.
Yeah.
You know, but I think if you was to put that energy into this move, the new businesses, the ability to network in new circles in Texas, you're going to surprise yourself.
Oh yeah, that's kind of one of the main reasons. And you know, like the bodybuilding thing, man, it's not, I don't want to say it's bodybuilding. It's, before I was a bodybuilder, I always was conscious about what I ate, and I always trained my balls off. And for me, the training was the bodybuilding thing. Like, that's what made me the bodybuilder. I was never a bodybuilder because I liked to bodybuild. I was a bodybuilder because I enjoyed working out, and bodybuilding was just a byproduct of me being in the gym every day. So I always said, whether I was in the gym for bodybuilding or not, I would still be doing the same thing. So for me, even right now, the hard part is finding, like, when I was a bodybuilder, when that switch was flipped, it was on, and it was fucking on. And that's kind of what happens now. I go in the gym, the switch gets flipped, and it's on. And I don't, and I'll say it might be ignorant, I still don't know how to, when I'm in the gym, and I'll go to the gym, like, all right, I'm going to take it easy today, I'm not going to kill myself. And I'll go in the gym and train legs, and I'm fucking burying myself. And I'm like, what the? And I get done, and I'm like, fuck, I feel like shit. And I'm like, what? I can't find the balance to figure out how to tone it back because I just don't have that switch yet. And I'm trying to find it. Like yesterday, we didn't train, and my anxiety was through the roof. I didn't tell you, but I was like, I can't. I'm not fucking training. This is insane. Like, how the fuck am I not training?
How was your anxiety through the roof? When I looked at you, fucking fall asleep in the gym. You look fucking high and fucking relaxed. When you were at my house, you were like, oh.
That was 10 o'clock at night.
Yeah, what time did we get done with my day?
No, I'm talking about when we were supposed to train and we didn't train.
Oh.
And then we said we're going to come back, and then we didn't. I was like,
I had a camera crew and everything ready to fucking film us. But,
how'd
you
that
know,
go?
what happened? I had that 3 o'clock appointment, that's right. But, again, my day is fucking gone.
I know.
But that's what's going to happen with you.
Well, I think when that happens to me, what I'll end up doing is waking up early and training on an empty stomach.
Well, that's what I do daily now.
That's what I'll probably end up doing.
I train at 9. I get up. I take my daughter to school. 8:15. I come to the gym. I'm sorry, 8 o'clock. I come to the gym by 8:15. Dawn meets me by 9:15. We get training by 9:30. I haven't eaten a single thing at this point in time.
Yeah.
And I get in and I do a hell of a workout, empty stomach, and I eat my breakfast or whatever else. After that,
You feel good.
I feel great.
Yeah.
I mean, I've lost a lot of weight, and I don't think I'm going to get any like that. But my body was, well, I was able to drop that weight fast because of that fasted training.
Yeah.
And I would probably stop. There's no rhyme to reason on me stopping eating and stuff, you know, and I still enjoy myself, you know. It's just, I love eating clean, but, you know, last night, it's like, you and I were fucking going through Adriana's Halloween fucking candy stack. Such a bad influence. And then this guy this guy fucking films me on Instagram or whatever it was.
Stealing his daughter's
like that.
Skittles.
Jesus. So then Ali wakes up in the morning and she's like,
Daddy.
you gotta replace these.
Daddy.
I just a little guy.
But
anyways.
So for me, the mental aspect of it is I was never the biggest bodybuilder on stage. And for me, I'm about 200, maybe 205 on a good day. Like I'm not like the biggest I've ever been as a bodybuilder is 242, right?
That's a big weight for you, bro.
242.
Is that when you're working with Neil?
Factory.
You look like a big fucking Italian meatball.
That's because I was eating all that fruit with Neil.
Yeah, you look like a big
Bloated up.
Yeah.
But the 242 was the biggest I've ever gotten. And then as my career went on, I usually was around 230, 233 was like the max. But being 200 pounds, I mean, listen, do I feel good? Like I feel limber, like things don't hurt as bad. But I look in the mirror and it's like your muscles just don't look the same. You know, and the problem is that recovery when you're a bodybuilder from what we take and training the way we train, it's almost like and I know I'm saying it and I do it. I'm taking TRT and training like I'm taking a full on cycle, and my recovery is garbage.
I'm not even doing what I should be doing on the TRT.
Well, we talked about this yesterday. I'll do half a CC on Monday of tests, and I'm supposed to do another half CC on Friday, and half the time I miss Friday, and then I miss on Monday, and then I'll be like, oh, I got to take a so.
3 weeks ago.
Yeah, it's like it's horrible.
And even talking to Ali yesterday, but I think, listen, if you're looking at yourself in the mirror, comparing yourself to what you used to look like,
it's always going to be a losing battle.
It's never going to happen again.
No.
And even when you looked the way that you look back on and think, fuck, I wish I looked like that again. Even when you looked your best,
I didn't like how I looked.
You were not the best in your head.
Yep.
You were always chasing something.
Mm-hmm.
And that's the thing. You're always chasing something in the sport. You're always trying to up the bar on whatever. And the bar never ends. I mean, there's a time where you have to realize
the bar ends for bodybuilding, but that bar transitioned to life now.
Yeah. Well, you have to realize that there's a time for everything, right?
Yeah.
There's and your best version of yourself is being seen.
Yep.
So now when you kind of peel off your clothes and you're hitting a couple of cheeky fucking most musculars in the mirror, because who doesn't do that? All the viewers know fucking at home.
Of course.
Still blast them fucking chest. Fucking
walk by a nice car mirror and you're like, pretty good.
Well, I don't do the car mirror, bro. I'm talking about in my bathroom, on my own, little pause of music going, hit a couple of fucking transitions.
When you do that, what do you think? When you look at yourself?
I actually go like, okay, I'm actually in a good spot.
Yeah.
I tell you what. Because I went through the fucking stage of comparing myself to old. And I'm never going to get back there.
No.
And when I was there, as I said, I wasn't even happy. So now I'm like, I could either dwell in the past.
Yeah.
And be like, okay, that was what I looked like, and man, I wish I looked like that again. But I was fucking miserable.
Yeah.
At my biggest, I was fucking consuming so much food. I was training my ass off. I was fucking sore. But not once did I think in that moment that I was miserable. I didn't think that I was sore. It was part of the job. It was part of the process to be the best. Maintaining was fucking tough. Progression was unbelievable. I was fucking 260 at one point in time, right? I'm 210 right now, and I feel great. Am I happy with what I look like? I don't think I ever will be, because I never was when I was on my biggest.
Exactly.
And even if I was fucking shredded weak right now, I don't think I'd be like, oh, wish I was fucking a little bit bigger, this fucking lean. But my point is that I've been there and done that. I've got the fucking T-shirt, and I know living through other athletes, such as Nick Walker, such as X, Y, Z. And I get that passion from seeing them progress, seeing them fulfill their dreams, fulfill their goals, because I was once them, in them shoes, as were you. And now, for me, it's all about health, longevity, and I'm also, passing back, or passing forward, whatever the fucking
the
term
torch.
is now. And just really kind of be a figurative face of value for the industry.
What people don't understand in bodybuilding is that the hardest part about bodybuilding is doing what we do, and a lot of the times you're miserable doing it. And having to be, and when I say miserable, people are like, well, why do you do it if you're miserable? I'm not saying miserable, but when you're in a constant deficit and you're doing all this cardio and you have to train, anybody that would do what we did would be at some way miserable. And I think the athletes that are great at what they do is they're able to be miserable, not show it, and still go through it and do it with a smile on their face. And those are the athletes that I think make the best bodybuilders.
Well, take bodybuilding out of it and replace it with fucking MMA.
Yeah.
These fuckers are getting kicked in the face, punched, broken fucking arms, this and the other.
Eye sockets.
And they turning up every single day in training to have that. Now, they look at us and think we're crazy because we're going in there every day and fucking tearing ourselves down to build ourselves back up. But it's all relative to what you're trying to achieve in life and achieving in your sport. So with bodybuilding, it's a very unique sport, and unless you've put a toe in it, you can appreciate. Again, I don't mind if I bring up Tyus, right? Tyus is.
I was going to bring him up earlier, but because he said
Tyus is my production and producer for the show, and he is now in a new chapter and a transformation, if we want to say that, Tyus, or whatever. He's shrugging his shoulders, like whatever, but he's trying to get fucking jacked. He's not to say no. But he's a very accomplished man in itself, right? And he's now, more so than anything else, doing a meal prep.
Yeah.
And one of the first things he said to me today is like, fuck, I got so much more respect for you guys just trying to structure my day with the meal plans I have. And again, he's not trying to be Mr. Olympia. He's doing this for health, wealth, and
himself, and
trying to improve on whatever element and sector in his life. But meal prepping and the food consumption
alone
is ridiculous. And when you're then traveling the world and you know that, okay, this is going to last me up until this point. Well, if I get a delayed flight, I better cook another 2.
Just in case.
And then when I land, well, if I have all these meals, I got to get rid of them all. But the guy on the other side, I hope he makes me food. And I've got... So that's the thing. I was constantly like, okay, when I land, I'm flying a fucking Korea, right? I had to make sure that the guy who was handling me came and had all my meals ready. And he was making chicken and not cat, whatever the fuck it could be, variable. And still, you're dealing with translation. I'm just giving one example.
I know. There's millions that we've gone through.
But again, it's a sport that is incredibly demanding. And to recircle back on everything we were saying, when you take one of them time-consuming elements out of your day and you replace it with business. It could be whatever. It's you soon realize just how much you devote to bodybuilding, and as you've been a pro of many years, you're still living that life. So that's my fucking point. You need to sacrifice now something that's going to the sacrifice in this quarter to get progression in the other. And with that being said, you sacrificing now your life in New Jersey to move to Texas. I think it's going to be another good one, and then there's going to be a lot more progression because me moving to Vegas again, I feel like I'm on the fucking Vegas touring board. I talk so great about this place, but I've been able to excel in so many sectors here,
Well, I was there from Jump Street with you. I was there when the Dragon's Lair was just a little walk-in gym in Boca Raton, Florida. I was there.
Never been a walk-in gym.
No. Oh, that little little gym that it was almost like a personal training studio.
First of all, it's nearly 10,000 square feet, and it's not a personal training studio. It's the fucking Dragon's Lair gym, VIP, not open to the public, only people that whatever in place.
Can we cut that out?
No.
But what I'm saying is, I saw the progression of your in Florida, how it was like the studio VIP, only certain people were allowed in at certain times. Then you kind of expanded it, allowed other trainers to come in and train their clients, and you kind of expanded to other people. And then you moved and then started I've been there from start to finish and see what it's become. And, it's things like that watching your friends start and develop an enterprise that is what motivates me, because I have so many friends like you and Jay and people that I surround myself with that are constantly very involved in business and making business moves. And, I surround myself with certain people in my circle that are successful, that add to my life, that don't just take, that don't stab me in the back, that I don't have to bend over backwards for all the time. And it's that when I get older, my circle kind of has shrunk. And it's because you kind of, as the older I get, I see the people in my life that take, and they never want to give. And seeing how much you've given back to the sport and how much you've done for so many people, it's truly amazing. I'm not trying to, sit here and praise you, but I don't think people realize that this isn't just, oh yeah, Flex has a huge gym in Vegas. Like, I don't think they realize how much you put in to where this gym has really came from. Because I was there when it was just black walls and nothing. And then it was paint, and then it was the murals, and it was Dallas, and it was just, I've been to all the different
evolutions.
Yeah, just the milestones of this gym. I was there with the Dallas McCarver mural. I've just seen it all, and it's just amazing to see. It's amazing to walk in here and just see the atmosphere and the camaraderie with just people that walk in this door every single day. It's fucking great, and I think it's hats off to you and kudos. I don't think a lot of people give you that credit where credit is due. It's fucking amazing.
Thank you, bro. You've seen a lot of different milestones over the years, as I've seen yours too. Good, bad, and ugly.
All of them.
Yeah.
Soup to nuts, man.
And we're fucking still here.
Still cranking it out, man.
Laughing like fuck.
Yeah.
And that's I was gonna say something then. I better not open that kind of.
Well, I want to hear it.
I want to fucking know. We gotta wrap this motherfucker up. It's like we're like 1:45 minutes in. Tyus is looking at me like, bro,
hurry the
fuck shit up.
If people don't realize we can talk, we got all seriousness and we didn't even get to the joking and fucking around yet. Like, people have no idea that the amount we could sit here and talk for another fucking 24 hours about.
We're not going to do that though.
No, I don't want to talk to you that long anyway.
We got to pick my daughter up. That's what we got to do now. Uncle Guy, how excited was Addie to see you yesterday?
I was so I when I got out of the car and she came, Uncle Guy, he came running over. I was like, this is great.
And there was some. I've never seen that teacher before too.
She was probably like, what the fuck?
It was a guy, by the way.
Oh
yeah.
Sorry.
Apologize if you watched the podcast. Did gender assuming on Guy Cisternino's behalf?
It was
not
a girl.
Mine.
She, her.
It was a he.
Oh, he, him.
I have no clue, but either way, again, dangerous territory, Guy. I don't need my fucking cancelled fucking podcast.
He/him/her.
I'm just trying to get into double digits. So, is there anything else you want to wrap up on and give thanks, promote, whatever else?
Yeah, obviously, you for having me here. It's I don't need to come out here to just do a podcast. It's great to come out here and spend time with you, Allie, and your kids, and to see everybody. But yeah, I mean, just huge shout out to Black Sun Labs. Obviously, I've been with them. PJ Braun, he's serving his time behind bars. He emails me all the time. We talk. And I'm going to say this real quick about PJ. He's somebody that whatever happened. He kept his head down, mouth shut. He's doing his time.
Didn't sing.
Yeah, and that's it. And he's just, I have a lot of respect for somebody like that. And that's why I'm still with this company right now. Because I told him, I've been friends with PJ for 22 years. When he went away, I said, I'll be here when you go in. I'll be here when you get out. I said, so you just tell me what you need and I'll do it. Gas, Michael Johansson, Better Bodies. I've been with them for almost 10 years now. I remember you started with them back in the day. You were one of the...
Michael cut me for you.
Oh, yeah. I got BSN cut me for you to kiss my ass. Touche, bitch.
That escalated on my contract. We need that money, bro. Sorry.
But Michael Johansson and then the guys over at Gas and Better Bodies. I mean, they do great. They take care of me, and I have a lot of people I could thank and go on for hours and talk about Fuel Chef Frank and all the people that helped me out. But if you guys follow me, I really want you guys to pay attention to Uprising Extracts. I really think it's going to be one of the biggest turning points for me, and I think the fitness industry is going to get a huge shock when this company comes out because it's not just a body. I'm not pitching pre-workouts. I'm not pitching fucking protein powder. I'm pitching something that hasn't been pitched before to really any bodybuilders. And huge shout. I'm going to give a huge shout out to Mark Matthews because I will say this: if it wasn't for Mark Matthews, who's one of my business partners, I don't know if I would actually be in the position of the kratom industry that I'm in, starting my own company. Because if it wasn't for Mark, I didn't know what kratom was until Mark literally came to my fucking to Destination Dallas in Texas. He literally drove from Houston. And he was like, "You need to try this."
Mark used to work with Mike Tyson too, didn't he?
He worked a lot of
So he's very credible.
Very credible. Yep, does a lot of work with Joey Swole. He does a lot of work with and he's one of the most knowledgeable people in the kratom industry, and which is why I chose to utilize him. And if it wasn't for Mark, I wouldn't. These boxes of Uprising Extract wouldn't be behind me. The shirt I'm wearing wouldn't be on me. This is all. Between me, Mark, and my other business partner, it was been a year and a half in the making. And, this is something, when you start, like you've started your own brands before and you still have them. And when you put your name behind something you started, you really want to, I'm very prideful of this because like you said, I was very hesitant for a lot of times to put my foot forward and money into things because I was very skeptical because I wasn't skeptical about my ability. I was skeptical about who I am and if people were going to be receptive to what I did. And I think now, being in the position I am, I think it's going to be a very good thing. And I'm very excited to kick this off. And, if you guys keep an eye out, you might see me at some big expos or certain events promoting Uprising Extract. So it's going to be a great thing. So just keep an eye out.
Well, your reputation is exceptional. Everybody who knows you as a friend knows that you wear your heart on your sleeve and you'll do anything for your friends, literally bend over backwards. And
you've seen it.
Anything that you get behind, I'm always literally there to support you on. So I'm excited for you. This is an incredible company backed by incredible partners. Yep. Again, from the very beginning of harvesting this, through the manufacturing to the end consumer to even the fucking packaging.
Well, you were one of the first people I called. I'm like, hey, what do you think about this? And you're like, what?
But anyway, even to the end packaging is incredible.
Can they see it in the videos? Or
they can see it. They can see it. They can see it. All right, my man. I've talked long enough. You have fucking talked long enough. My fucking doors nearly came off the wall along with all my photos on the wall. And my wife decided to leave halfway through the podcast.
She's like, fuck this podcast.
Because you took your sweet ass time. And Nick Walker came in, took a spot, and then he decided to fucking leave too. So
it's like a fucking goddamn circus up in here.
All I will say, it's a podcast with Guy Cisternino. Straight Out The Lair, Flex Lewis, Guy Cisternino, out.